Hello and welcome to Most Unwanted. This is the second episode of our post-season roundup. Or post-season episode content. I don't know what we're calling it, but this is our top 5 episodes. And basically, last series we had top 5 episodes of series 1 because it was the only one that we could draw from.
Yeah,
we're doing it a bit differently. We're not doing the top 5 episodes from season 2. We're instead seeing if any of the episodes from season 2 have now broken its way into our top 5 episodes of what we've watched so far, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
really convoluted way of explaining.
No, I completely understand what you're saying, Luke Costin. And me, Daniel Checkley.
Keep doing this!
And me, Daniel Checkley, think that this is a really good way to do it because I think at the end, when we've watched a lot, I want a definitive 5 episodes that you cannot miss.
Yeah.
And I think this is a really good way to do it because we're doing it off the cuff. And it's not just about like, at the end of the day, we could watch season 10 and look back really fondly on season 9 and season 10 and then forget how we felt at the beginning of those seasons. I feel like doing it this way, it sort of forces you to go, well, actually, I really enjoyed that at the time. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's a really good way to do it.
So, I have sort of a method. Shall I sort of...
Well, I've got a method as well,
right.
but so let's hear what you've gone for. Should we go through your list?
Should we go the 5 each time? The one after another.
Well, yeah, I think we should do that. But first, I think we should listen what you had originally from season 1.
Okay, yeah. So my original season. Last season, should I say? What do we say? Season?
I say season.
Yeah,
I say season if it's American and series if it's British. I don't know why. It's just
the way it feels better.
Yeah.
So last season, I went for EBE as number 5.
Yeah.
Erlenmeyer Flask as number 4. Beyond the Sea as number 3.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Tombs.
Yeah.
And number 1 was Ice.
Yeah, and I remember, and now it's coming back to me because we had the same top 4.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The only one I changed out was I had Eve as number 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we didn't because let me just make this clear. We don't consult each other about our picks.
Yeah.
Even in this episode, we don't know what we're going to pick now.
I have no idea. What were your top 5?
So yeah, as I say, Ice, Tombs, Beyond the Sea, Erlenmeyer Flask, and then Eve as number 5. Yeah. So the exact same top 4 as you, in the same order.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to have different top 5s this time.
Yeah, I feel like just because the amount of episodes now adds variety. So
and not. Yeah. It's the order of them as well, so it is going to be interesting. But yeah, tell me your method. How did you? How are you going about this?
So for the last series, I just picked the top 5 episodes that I thought I liked the most. But I thought for this one now, it becomes more difficult to do that because then you're just trying to put them into a top 5 and sort of stuff can get a bit warped. So I thought I'm going to go back to what it was, put my top 5 at the top, but then put every episode that I've watched so far in a list.
Okay.
So now I have a list of 49 episodes.
Yeah.
From 1 to 49. And I've basically just ranked them. I literally looked at the list of each one and put it above or below something that I enjoyed more.
That's a really good way of doing it, yeah. It's.
I'm aiming to keep that up.
Yeah.
And like every time I watch an episode, pop it in and just see where it ranks to see if it breaks the top 5 or if it sits at the bottom.
Well, I think that's a great way to start. Shall we do it one at a time?
I feel like we should keep the same reading back of you do 5 or I do 5 and then we keep doing
Let's do it then.
Okay.
So without further ado, these are our top 5 episodes of X-Files so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, I say you go first.
Okay. This is a contentious one right away, straight out the bat.
Okay.
Because I don't know whether you'll accept this.
Right. Well, I feel like we make the rules, so...
Okay.
We can...
Well, I hope that's the case. Because my number 5 isn't one singular episode.
Gone. No. It's season 1.
That's exactly the whole season.
Yeah.
My number 5 is the Dwayne Barry trilogy.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I just think this was such a strong... These 3 episodes are so strong to me, and it made it made season 2 so memorable for me personally. I loved these episodes, and I looked at them and I tried to figure out, because they certainly didn't deserve 3 places in my list.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, and I looked at them. I was like, which episode really did the best job? And then what I realised was, take them individually, and none of them make my top 5.
Yeah.
But as a whole, they definitely do. So I was going to request that I have them in as a trilogy, because I feel like they are one episode drawn out.
I'll allow it.
Are we okay with that?
We're in agreement, yeah.
Brilliant. So, yeah, my number 5, the Dwayne Barry trilogy.
Well, my number 5, it's not the Dwayne Barry trilogy.
Yeah.
But it is one of the Dwayne Barry trilogy.
So you did find one? Okay, yeah. That's fair enough. I couldn't decide.
All of the Dwayne Barry trilogy in my list make the top 10.
Okay, that's good.
But one cracked my top 5 that I thought was probably the best one of those 3, and it was One Breath.
The third. Yeah, it was a great episode.
Just because I felt like it was another case of sort of like Beyond the Sea, where it was that powerful emotional story. Yeah. The sort of symbolic shots of Scully sort of adrift, and just the emotional acting from Mulder in that episode was just fantastic. I just felt it was a really heartfelt episode, that it had an X-Files sci-fi element to it, as why Scully was in a coma, basically. But it
also dealt with the like potential afterlife as well, which was very interesting. Yeah. Something X-Files hadn't done before.
Exactly. And also, this was our first instance of X giving it to someone.
It was, So fantastic.
Yeah, a very pivotal moment in our podcast.
That will go down in history. Yeah. That's a great pick. Yeah, and I can completely understand why you chose the singular one, especially with your scientific rating system. I just got gut instinct. I'll move on to my number 4. We won't talk too much about this one, because obviously we did talk about it in season 1. Making a return is Beyond the Sea. Again, just nothing topped this for me. Like, it was such a great episode.
Well, this is again getting more.
You got Beyond the Sea.
I have also left Beyond the Sea as number 4.
No, that's fair. I think that's good, because we've had one episode already hit in there. Beyond the Sea. It's not. It was pivotal. It was so good, and you can't beat it. As I say, we have talked about this in the previous the season 1 post season 1 content.
Check it out, and
definitely check that out if you've missed that.
Or check out the episode itself.
Exactly. You can go back and have a look at that. But Beyond the Sea is, I think, is a worthy number 4. Yeah,
definitely.
Do you want to start off with number 3?
So for number 3, I went with Tombs.
I went with Tombs as well.
Oh my god! How has this happened?
I know our top 2 are going to be different.
Yeah, our top 2 will definitely be different.
Yeah, I know what your top 1. I know what your number 1 is. I'm almost certain.
Yeah, it's an easy guess.
Yeah. So, but we can talk about Tombs now.
Yeah.
It's classic X-Files.
Yeah,
you don't think of X-Files and you think of Tombs.
Yeah, and I think we spoke last time that we could have either gone for Squeeze or Tombs, but we both went for Tombs in the end, just because I just like the sequel nature to it. You know what I mean? Like, it was
no setup needed. Straight into the action. Yeah. We know what we're getting, and we know we're getting an absolutely fantastic villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Still one of the best villains in the entirety of the X-Files that I've seen so far.
I don't think the only 2 for me that have sort of come close so far have been the host, Fluke Man kind of thing. And
I don't think he compares. If I'm honest.
He's not as good.
No, I still. There's nothing as menacing as Tombs' face when he picks his targets out.
It was the thing from the host, the Flute Man, and the serial killer guy from the what was the episode name?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one who was like
Irresistible.
That
was as good, because he was
very creepy.
He had all the mannerisms of Tombs, but he was just a person. So that was the closest I could think getting to it anyway.
Right. So for the next one, I know, going back, that Ice is both in our top 2. And I know, because looking from our previous top 5, so I can figure out that Ice is both in our top 2.
Yeah.
And I know we've both got a new one in our top 2 that have pushed the others down.
Yes, that's what's happened, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we've both got the same one.
Oh, don't tell me this is the same.
I'm pretty sure we've got the same one. I think we've got them in a different order, though.
Okay.
So I might as well carry on and say it.
Okay.
My number 2 is Humbug.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm guessing that's not your number 2.
No, my number 2 is Ice.
Yeah.
My number 1 is Humbug.
No. Don't spoil it.
Well, I mean, it's...
So, what can we say about Humbug? It was the first time that we got to see X-Files in a different light. Like, the sort of... It was so funny, wasn't it?
I just loved everything about this episode. Like, the comedy was... it was legitimately funny.
Yeah,
like, it wasn't
very, very funny.
It wasn't like... Sometimes you can see, like, comedy in, like, serious shows, and it's like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's
Like,
easy to digest.
Yeah. This one was legitimately funny. All of the characters were interesting. The story was... It didn't take itself too seriously, so...
And just an interesting setting as well.
It was just fresh. Very, very fresh.
And who knew David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson had that in their locker?
I know, yeah.
I didn't know that.
They were brilliant in it. They were just so funny. Like their comic timing was perfect, and yeah, I loved Humbug.
Yeah.
That's why it's my name.
And excuse me?
I did love it.
No, let's put it out there. It was your number 1.
Yeah, it's my number 1.
Ice is still my number 1.
Yeah.
It was your number 2. Let's talk about Ice.
Yeah. I loved Ice at the time as well. It's tough because like it was my favorite episode from last series, and yeah, it's my number 2 still. So
I think Ice is still my number 1.
Yeah.
I did toy with putting Humbug up the top, but for me, as much as I loved the sort of the difference in the style of Humbug. That's not... The reason why Ice was top for me was because that's what X-Files is.
Yeah.
And it was that tension, and it was...
The mystery and
everything.
everything.
It was just everything I want from an X-Files episode. Like, if you ask me, just imagine your perfect X-Files episode. As much as I loved Humbug, I wouldn't imagine that. I would imagine something like Ice.
I couldn't imagine recommended Humbug to
no,
someone
exactly,
who's never
yeah.
watched X-Files. Whereas Ice is a lot easier. Like, you could understand and get the gist of what X-Files was. From
exactly.
That. Yeah.
So that's why it's my number 1.
Yeah.
But I think looking at both our lists, again, to be fair, they're more similar than I thought they would be.
Yeah, well, this keeps happening. We need to stop agreeing.
Yeah, but you know what? That's good. It just shows that, we're not just agreeing on the podcast for the sake of it. It just shows that we have got similar opinions on the episode. And, I mean, looking at both of our lists, that is a strong top 5 episode list.
Yeah,
there's no duds there, is there?
It's tough because, like, I with my list underneath, I've got sort of like the next best 5, and they're all great as well.
Great episodes.
It's hard to sort of... Yeah, I've made the call to push them down, and it's tough.
The interesting thing is, both of us have got rid of Earl Minor Flask.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was just a big episode.
I know.
We couldn't fit it in.
Yeah, that's unfortunately. Yeah, the new episodes come in, and if they're better,
bump it off.
Yeah.
And before we finish up, I do want to mention was the most recent finale. What's the name again?
Anasazi.
Anasazi. That's it. It's such a difficult name to remember. Was that close to making your top 5?
No.
It wasn't me either. As much as I enjoyed the episode, when I looked at it from an outside perspective and looking at all the other episodes, it wasn't close for me. Interesting, isn't it?
In my list, it was 16th.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's interesting. And we both enjoyed that episode as well.
I really enjoyed it.
Again, just shows the quality of X-Files so far.
It's like some of the episodes that like I really like from last season have really been pushed down just because, again, the quality of some of the better episodes is just
a little bit higher.
Yeah. What would you say is your worst episode?
Oh, God, you've caught me off guard here. Do you mind if I have a look at yours? Because I honestly couldn't think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This is fascinating, ladies and gentlemen, because Space is number 38.
Do you know why I like Space so much?
Because it's funny.
Because it's so bad it's good. You know what I mean? It sort of goes around and sort of becomes... there's a lot to sort of laugh at.
But your last one was Blood.
Blood, yeah. For me, it was trying to be humbug, but it was just not humbug enough.
Yeah.
So it sort of doesn't commit, and it just fails in its execution.
Tries to get that serious nature.
Yeah, it just really fails in its execution.
I would agree with that. Honestly, like, off the top of my head, I couldn't think of one. But yeah, it was Space that jumped out at me. That's the one we ridiculed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why it jumps out at me so much.
But I think that's why I like it so much now. It's sort of become...
It's got a fond memory for us.
Yeah, and I think, that probably does taint it a bit. It probably is a lot worse if I just watched it in a vacuum. But hey, we all have different stuff to remember with these episodes.
We certainly do. And I'm looking at, just before we go, I'm looking at my top 5 episodes. And I'm worried for season 3.
Yeah.
Because I can't see what's breaking into these top 5 right now.
I hear there's some of the best episodes, or some of what people consider the best episodes in Series 3.
But I can't see them knocking Dwayne Barry off the top 5. It's crazy.
That's the thing, like...
It's going to be very interesting.
If there's a better episode that's number 1, everything goes down one breath's out.
It's so tough.
It's mental. It's mental.
I'm really worried because I really don't want my number 4 is Beyond the Sea, and I really don't want that to lose its spot because I love that episode.
It could be tough.
Some hard choices are ahead for us.
Yeah, it's tough, but hey, looking forward to make those choices.
I certainly am.
So, we'll end it on that one. Next week we are looking at our predictions for next series and this TV series as a whole.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now, I've been Luke.
I've been Checks.
I'm liking the... I don't introduce you, but I do name you at the end, so there you go. Just wait till the end, guys. You'll find out who we are. And we'll see you next time.